Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Alwyn here. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day as always. Couple stimulus updates today, so let's get right into those. So the politicians are talking right now, but are not doing much because they are currently on vacation. The politicians do insist that they are working as fast as possible on the stimulus bill, and that their goal is to pass the stimulus bill by March 14th, a day before the unemployment aid on March 15th will come to an end. The House of Representatives is supposed to vote on the stimulus bill next week once they return from their vacation. There is a very high chance that it will pass in the House, as this is the easiest part. After it passes in the House of Representatives, then it will proceed to the Senate, where it will be reviewed by the Congressional Budget Office and the Senate parliamentarian. This is an extra step that they have in place that must get done, as the bill is a special kind of bill, as we've talked about in the past. Specifically, it's going to be a reconciliation bill, and all this means is that essentially it only needs 50 votes in the Senate instead of the usual 60 votes in order to pass. As long as all 50 Democrats in the Senate vote for the third stimulus checks or its third stimulus package in its entirety, then what that would mean is that the bill will be passed. If all goes according to plan, that means you could expect your stimulus checks to be in your bank accounts by the third week of March if you were in that first wave, which would happen if the IRS has your direct deposit information already taken down. However, if you are not in that first wave, just like in the first or second stimulus check, then you could end up waiting for weeks and weeks or even months on end to receive the stimulus checks, just like the first and second round. If you make too much money to qualify for the stimulus checks based off your 2019 tax returns, but you would qualify for the 2020 data, then file your tax returns for 2020 as soon as possible. The IRS is now processing 2020 tax returns as of last Friday. This timeline, however, is if everything goes, according to plan, if everything goes as smoothly as possible, both in the Senate and in the House of Representatives. In the upcoming days, the Democrats will, have to be tested in terms of their unity, because they are currently split over that $15 minimum wage, which is included in the third stimulus package. There is also a possibility that the Senate parliamentarian will not allow the $15 minimum wage to be included in the stimulus bill. If this does happen, we will have to see how the Democrats will react. Right? The Democrats can still choose to override the Senate parliamentarian's decision, but this could cause further delays in our timeline, most likely pushing things back into April, mid-April, somewhere around late April even. Nancy Pelosi is calling for a thorough investigation to uncover ex-President Trump, and what he knew leading up to the DC riots that occurred early January. Some Republican politicians are supportive of this, while other Republican politicians are saying that Nancy Pelosi herself should be the one who is investigated for her involvement in the DC riots. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham is supporting the investigation, even though he's a close ally of ex-President Trump in the DC riots. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, like I said, he's supporting, this because he wants to essentially see Trump's behavior and why it was so, essentially erratic after the election was over. And it was kind of over the top, and we needed, kind of like a 9/11 type of commission to find out what happened and to make sure that it never happens again. And this is weird because this was one of his allies, very close allies, Lindsey Graham, Republican senator. However, on the other hand, some are blaming Pelosi for the riots. Several top-ranking Republicans sent Pelosi a letter where they accused her of involvement with, and responsibility for the DC riots that occurred back in January. They're also saying that Pelosi jeopardized the Capitol's safety. And, essentially they were talking, when they were kind of talking about the Capitol Police Chief, who requested to bring National Guard for additional security on January 6th. And then they accused Nancy Pelosi of denying this request of bringing on the National Guard. But Pelosi and her team said that she was unaware of this request in its entirety. Her chief of staff is passing the blame, saying the Republicans should not be blaming Pelosi because she was the target of assassination fueled by lies of the Republicans. So a lot of debate, back and forth, controversy there. Donald Trump is staging his own political comeback and has been talking about the greatness of the American people. Following his acquittal, Trump said, "In the months ahead, I have much to share with you, and I look forward to continuing our incredible journey together to achieving American greatness for all people. It is unclear whether or not Trump plans to stay with the Republican Party, however, or does he want to go out and form his own independent third party, which has been gaining severe traction. 62% of Americans from a poll stated that they wanted a third party because the Republicans and Democrats do such a poor job representing the American people. This was the highest level since 2003. Hopefully you guys all learned something new and enjoyed the video. I thank you guys all so much for your continued support. I do appreciate it tremendously. Make sure to go down below and drop a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. Turn on those post notifications so that way you're aware of when I do upload my next video. Comment down below. Till next time. Peace.